Okay, so when we enter the information, for example, number 4, which is the year starting at 1921 as your year 0, 1931 as your year 10, and so on and so forth. So we entered this in Excel, and we got the following graph. So remember that the years were 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, and then the population is in millions. So remember that you need to include on your graph, you need to include axis title and make sure that your units are on the axis title. So this is going to be BC population in millions.
How do you, what graph do you choose?
I haven't chosen any graph yet. I chose the scatter plot, if that's what you're asking. But if you're asking about regression, I haven't chosen anything yet. And then at the bottom, it's going to be years since 1921. And then for my title, it's going to be the BC population since 1921. Okay, now can I have your attention on the board, please? So we look at this, it is not a linear function, and we know that. It looks like half a quadratic, but it doesn't make too much sense that it's quadratic. So we're gonna try the exponential. I'm gonna teach you a way to kind of, later on, I'm gonna teach you a way to kind of know, if you look at all your graphs, which one you're gonna pick. So in this case, I'm telling you it's an exponential function, so we're gonna pick exponential, which is the top one of your regression line. Remember that you're gonna display equation, and then you're gonna display r squared on your chart. Are you guys okay with this so far? Okay. Now here's where I want your attention. I want you to leave the computer and just pay attention to me, because that's something that you will see every single time. So eyes on the board, please. Do you see that the equation of the graph is actually 0.5252 e to the power of 0.0268x. We haven't seen that e yet or before. My equation should look like this. My equation should be y equals to my initial base to the power of x. My initial is clear, and it's this, the 0.5252. But what is my base? I don't know what's my base here. I have to calculate that. So on your calculator, so far I know this. I need you to find the letter E. It's a button that has an E on it. So you're gonna find that, and then you're gonna raise that E to the power of 0.0268. So find that E button.
This one.
Yep. And then to the power of 0.0268.
1.0271.
So that being said, your base is 1.02. Help me. 1.027.
7, yes.
To the power of x. So what we did is we took the e to the power of 0.0268. We did that on the calculator so we can find our base. And then we kept that power of x as the power. Okay, that power of x that you see right here, we kept it as the power. Are you guys okay with that? So every time you're gonna get, excuse me. Every time you're gonna do an exponential function, it's gonna look like this. And you have to use your calculator to find the actual equation. Clear? Okay. So let's go back here. So it asks you to use graphing technology to determine the exponential relation y equals a b to the power of x that best fits the data above, where x is the number of years since 1921.
Yeah.
So it's going to be y equals 0.5252 and then 1.0271 or 7 to the power of x.
Quick
So what
question.
do
It's not appearing on my thing. The E?
because you're not picking exponential.
Okay. Alright, that's it.
Okay? Now what do the values of a and b represent in this situation? A is what? A represents what? The initial value. And how much is it in this case?
0. No, 0. 0.52.
Yes, which is about 525 million, right? Sorry, thousand. Because this is in millions. Guys, eyes on me, please. This population is in millions. So this is your initial population, right? And your initial population is in millions. Okay? So A is the initial population. So of about, let's say, 530,000, we're just gonna round up. In what year was that? The initial population?
21.
19. And what does B represent?
Base.
B is the growth, what do we call it? Growth
Factor.
factor. And if I want to know the rate that the population was growing at, how can I find the rate? Huh? Where do I just find the growth rate? Find I.
Minus 1.
Minus 1, that's right. So the growth rate is 1.027 minus 1, which is equal to 0.027, which is 2.7%. So that means the population is growing at a 2.7% rate per year. What's the population of BC in 1985? What do I do to find that? $85. Yeah. What do I do to find that? Do I know my equation? Yes. 1985 is how many years from 1921? So I can find 1985 minus 1921. So that's about 64 years. Right? So what do I do with that 64? Where do I plug that 64?
That will become your base.
For the year,
For the
which
year.
is where?
Initial for the X. No.
Where would I plug 64 years?
In the
So in the graph, what did I have? What did I have on the y-axis and what did I have on the x-axis? The y was what?
The growth of the population.
Population. And on the x-axis, what did you have?
Year.
The year since 1921, right? So, on the x-axis, it was the year. So where do you plug in 64?
An axis.
On the x. In for the x, because x represents the years since 1921. So you plug it in for x, and you should be getting about 2.88 or about 2.9 million. In 1980. If I go back here, 1985 is between 1981 and 1991, right? So it's 2.85 million, it's 2.88, which is 2.9 in between these two, right? In between these two values, yes, it does make sense, right? Are you guys okay with this?